Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown.
Not this time, my friend.
Oh no. Or like tap to the head. Anyway, welcome back, kids, to another episode of The Devil You Know, the Daredevil Podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the Truth Devil of Hell's Kitchen. It is.
Damn straight, Lilith Helper.
And yes, kids, that's right. Smith Timber has also invaded here, so.
Just when you thought it was safe.
When you just thought it was safe to snoot your boots. Yes. We're going to talk some Guardian Devil, and maybe we'll squeeze in some, that big long series, Daredevil Bullseye Target. And they have a new book or two. Which, oh man, soon here we're going to have another Daredevil book, because I believe we are getting it, well, everyone's getting a Venom War tie-in, so.
Yep.
The new hot thing. Alright, so. That's right, this summer it's either Deadpool, Wolverine, or symbiotes. What a time to be alive. Alright, so. We're going to do Guardian Devil issue by issue, or are we going to...
Whatever you want to do, Phil. Whatever makes it any less painful.
Still going to take that finger. Anyway, I don't care.
Yeah, we can go issue by issue, but if the synopsis is brief, it's brief. I don't care.
Well, I know at least the first one. I mean, it's not too brief, but all right. Let's get.
You got the covers up?
Hey, oh, yes, I do. I have all the covers. I have old covers.
Wait, you told me to remind you, so I'm reminding you.
I know. And you and Justin do. Thank you. Well, you more than Justin, but yes. All right. So, not there yet. All right. Daredevil Volume 2, number 1. Remember when he only had 2 volumes, kids?
Barely.
I know. From November 1998, Guardian Devil Part 1, and a child shall lead them all. Writer, of course, Kevin Smith. Penciler, Joe Quesada. Inker, Jimmy Palmiotti. Colorist, Dan Kemp. Letterer, Liz. Graf Otis. And editor, Nancy Dakashian.
I forgot Jimmy was here.
Jimmy! Matt receives a letter from Karen, who had left 6 months previously. Meanwhile, a tragedy takes place in a New York maternity ward. Gwyneth runs down the road, her baby in her arms. She's fleeing from a car being driven by the men that just murdered her parents. Matt is sitting in confession when he hears this take place. The priest continues the monologue, unaware as Matt becomes Daredevil. Daredevil lands atop the car, causing it to crash and injure the occupants. He then realizes that Gwyneth has fled the scene and that he now has to explain to the police why he attacked this car. In his office, Matt dwells on the thought of Karen. He considers He considers calling Natasha.
They're like, you can't use her. Sorry, get out of here.
I mean, I guess it's been 6 months. I mean, surprised the man's gone 6 days. He considers calling Natasha to take his mind off of her when Foggy enters. He introduces Matt to his new client, Lydia, who is undergoing an expensive divorce. The conversation is interrupted when Matt once again hears the heartbeats of Gwyneth and her baby. He just misses her. Across town, an unknown individual scolds the 2 men from the car chase for failing to kill Gwyneth. He seems to let them off with a warning, but as they step into the elevator, it floods with water, drowning them. He is upset that Daredevil has become involved too quickly. Daredevil navigates the rooftops as well as his own thoughts. He considers Gwyneth, Karen, the accident that granted him his powers, and questions God's motives and existence as he fights a criminal in an alley. Gwyneth sees a vision from God while she sleeps. Man, floating heads of guilt are one thing, but when it's the floating head of guilt of God, it's heavy.
It's that give it that old Catholic guilt.
Uh-huh. Matt and Foggy discuss Lydia's case, where Foggy explains that Lydia's husband had her sterilized without her knowledge. Foggy also hints that his feelings for Lydia may be stronger than those of his girlfriend Liz. That's right, kids. Liz Allen. Oh, the conspiracy deepens, kids. She was after Foggy. I'm telling you, her and Benny are trying to take over the Marvel Universe. Matt leaps
Somebody needs to pull that trigger, man.
Hey-oh! Matt leaps past Foggy when he hears Gwyneth and her baby again, but finds that they're at the door of his office. He invites her to speak with him, where she tells him that the baby was a virgin birth. Sure. Matt hears no change in her heartbeat that would indicate a lie. She further explains that she had a vision from God that pointed her to Matt, told her that he would protect them, for he was Daredevil. She leaves the baby with him.
She did all this just to get a free babysitter service because, man, child care is expensive as a single parent.
Yes, tell it. Yes.
I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I'm just saying in general.
I was going to say, just imagine when they're, if you had them young enough where you couldn't leave them without by themselves. Don't roll off the table.
Who am I, Charlie Esser? Babies bounce. They're fine.
Oh, God.
You were so
Kids
busy, so I assumed you were okay.
Kids are going to listen back to that image and go, oh, that explains it.
Why do I feel like a clips of Super Connectivity we played in a therapy session one day? He loved Boulder more than me. All right. Thoughts so far?
It's okay. Much like most Kevin Smith starts, it starts off okay, and then it gets oddly sexual and weird real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Virgin birth, you say? And
I mean, like, credit to him. I mean, he's actually using stuff that happened in the previous run.
Yeah, like, I mean, he has kind of like. So this time it's not just like him and a friend kind of just shooting the shit. He's got actual like inkers and pencilers that are in the business that probably kind of help mold this a little bit more. It's not as egregious to start, but Jimmy, Jimmy's Jimmy. So
Jimmy. All right. Should we load up 2 then?
Let's go. Let's keep it rolling, baby.
Load it like a cannon. All right. That's right, kids. We're going to squeeze a whole month of September into this one episode. All right. Wait, don't get scared. All right. Daredevil number 2 from December 1998. Guardian Devil Part 2, The Unexamined Life. I think it's about the same, but the colors are now Avalon Studios.
Interesting.
Matt invites Natasha over so he has someone to talk to about his current predicament. Yeah, talk, kid.
Everybody's just passing this damn baby around. I don't like it.
I know. She tries to flirt with him, but he instead asks her to babysit the alleged infant Messiah while he works.
Rude.
Exactly. While at his office, he looks over recent birth records to discover the identity of the baby's father, but he instead discovers the recent carnage at St. Anthony's maternity ward. He's interrupted by an appointment.
Not that carnage.
I know. I just heard Chichester go, no. Oh my God! Again, I need that drop. I'd be like, can I record you saying, no, not beep and carnage, no. He's interrupted by an appointment with Nicholas McCabe's, who Matt does not remember scheduling an appointment with. McCabe's knows of the recent events regarding the baby and suggests that it is not the Messiah, as was believed, but the Antichrist. Okay.
Damien? Is his name Damien?
Oh, God. Is his name Zeb
or
Wells?
Reagan?
Zeb Wells?
Save it for October 30th, bud.
Oh, yes, kids. Yes, join us live October 30th for our Zeb Wells' farewell party.
Oh man, I totally forgot. We should have had a Halloween party this year, but it's probably too late to get the kids to all join on a Capes and Lunatics Halloween special, maybe.
Yeah. We got the Zeb Wells special. Come on.
I know, but I want to write off a costume on my taxes.
We can wear costumes. I don't care.
No, I already have an outfit. I already have an outfit picked out for Zeb
Wells. Oh my
party.
Oh my. What are you dressing as?
Don't worry.
Unfulfilled promises.
I think the working title is Now Safe to Be a Spider-Man Fan Again. There's the working title. You'll see what I mean.
Nice. He asked Matt to turn the baby over so that he can dispose of it. He further warns Matt that so long as the baby is in his life, it will bring him continuing troubles to those he cares about. Matt takes a walk.
Bum.
Yeah. That's
heavy-handed foreshadowing right there, bud.
I know. But then I was waiting for Matt to turn around and say, buddy, I don't need a baby to cause trouble for the people around me. He disregards the idea that Kingpin is behind this, considering it would be too easy of a solution. A mugger tries to assault him, but Matt dispatches him quickly. But when the mugger insults Matt's mother, Matt decides to let
loose. A
whore! When the mugger decides to attack him in the Frank Miller style.
Your mother's a whore! What you say about my mama? Them there's fighting words, literally, though. So I get you. I feel you, Maddie.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get there. I mean, of course, Kevin Smith, Phil and the Frank Miller coursing through his veins in these issues too. So
I feel like he was just like rolling up the papers and smoking it.
Oh, what he's making blunts out of Born Again page.
Oh yeah. If I was an artist, I swear to God, I'd already have that scene drawn.
I want that to be real in the worst way. Matt decides to let loose and nearly kills the man. Gwyneth attempts to evade the men that are chasing her, but she has become too predictable when a man dressed as Mr. Gabriel catches her, carries her to her car, and takes her away. Free candy. Daredevil broods on the rooftops. What a change. And Natasha returns with him with the baby. Daredevil takes the baby from her and asks what she would do if she could kill baby Hitler. He hurls the child from the rooftop. Natasha leaps after it, and Daredevil pulls the two of them up. When he explains his reasoning, she laughs in his face and deems him too dangerous to be around the baby for the time being. Foggy walks Lydia home, where she invites him in. She acknowledges that he is involved with Liz Osborne, but takes him into her room anyway.
It's Liz.
Well, first take him into her room. Hey-o.
And
then into another domicile.
Superior puss.
Karen returns after 6 months to tell Matt that she has been diagnosed with AIDS.
Yeah, Nate. It's just giving Forrest Gump, but whatever.
What?
It's giving Forrest Gump. It's giving
Jenny.
I'll take care of your AIDS, baby, Jenny.
It almost like he's like, I know. Frank, my idol Frank Miller made her a drug addicted porn star. I know. I'll
finish the job.
I'll put the icing on the cake and give her AIDS.
Your mother's a whore.
Which again, I mean, with the thing that's coming up here in a few issues, I guess it doesn't matter. It's at this point.
Yeah.
Like
I said, it started off okay, and then it quickly escalates into very weird territory.
And
yes. 3 is so full of cliches. Like, if I tried to take a shot for every cliche or Frank Millerism I saw, I'd be dead. And y'all know I got an adamantium liver. Y'all know this.
That's okay. Even she would be dead.
Well, that escalated.
Would be dead.
All right, so shall we get to 3?
Dystopia indeed, my friend.
All right, number 3, maybe the best cover.
It's a derivative, though.
Well, they use it everywhere. They use that image everywhere.
I think I got like 3 different statues of this versions of this statue.
Really? I want a statue of this.
Really? Hell, like they're not hard to find. I even have the Electra one. So.
Hell, I want. That's what I need. I need a Daredevil and Electra statue.
I'm surprised you don't have one. Like they're just so common.
I know. Running out of room.
Well, time to move, buddy.
Oh my god, I know.
Well, time to get that shed into your man cave.
Well, the problem is I want everything on camera, so
have to get a wider angle. Hey.
I know. I saw the McFarlane Batmobile on Target the other day for $80. You know, the one that lights up and everything.
Oh yeah. You don't know how many times I've been tempted, but I'm like, nope.
I know. I was like 80. Mm-hmm. All right.
It's at Target, so it's not gonna go on sale.
All right, Daredevil, number 3 from January 1999. Guardian Devil Part 3, Dystopia, as you said. 2 letterers now. Liz Agrafius and Richard Starkings. Matt meets with Foggy, who has been arrested. Foggy recounts what happened to the previous night. According to him, Lydia had taken him up to her bedroom where she had turned into a monster, attacked him, and then leapt out the window and died. Well, haven't we all had nights like that?
Hell.
I mean, look at Lilith. She's once spent a whole month some weekend in Vegas. Foggy was being accused of her murder. Foggy's greatest worry, however, was the fact that he had cheated on his girlfriend, Liz. Well, maybe she shouldn't have banged a demon.
I mean, we've all been there.
Okay. The media appears at the offices of Sharp, Nelson, and Murdoch. Matt asks a paralegal to assist him in freeing Foggy, but Rosalind overrules him. Meanwhile, at Matt's apartment, McCabe's arrives to talk to Karen. At the office, Matt and Rosalind engage in a shouting match over her decision to fire Foggy despite his being her own son. The argument culminates in Matt quitting his job. Matt goes out onto the rooftops as Daredevil, unaware that he's being watched. As he goes to stop a crime, he's shot with a tranquilizer dart and subdued. In Matt's apartment, McCabe repeats to Karen what he had told to Matt. He tells her that the alleged Antichrist influence, combined with her reckless lifestyle, has caused her HIV infection. He implies that she may have exposed Matt to the virus as well. Daredevil awakens in an empty room from which he can hear nothing. When he tries to escape, a terrible, deafening scream subdues him. Mr. Gabriel enters the room, introduces himself as Baal, and informs him that he is hearing the cries of fallen angels. As Baal lectures Daredevil regarding the baby, Daredevil pinpoints the speaker producing the scream and strikes it with his billy club. He strikes down Baal and the other guards, escapes the room, and leaps out of a window to the street below. He lands in front of a truck. Of course, writer Kevin Smith's movie Dogma is seen showing at a local theater on page 4.
Yeah.
What a whore.
I mean, why not? Let's all be like, if we could, we would. Why not?
Oh yeah. I mean, we still want to be in a comic. So, all right, I have a question for you. All right, so we're almost kind of sort of halfway through this. Not quite.
Yeah.
Do you think at the beginning of this, did Kevin Smith realize who, or did he have a different idea for who the eventual main villain was going to be?
I definitely think they steered him away from whatever he was trying to do.
Okay, yeah, because like I don't know, there's like a certain point, maybe halfway or a little further.
Because literally, he's like, "Oh, it's too easy. It can't be." You're like, okay, bud.
It kind of turns, almost by the halfway point or so, it seems to like almost turn where it's just like, yeah.
And he's not good enough where it doesn't show. Like it absolutely shows.
Yeah.
Almost literally to the panel where it's like, oh shit, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. So unless, they're just like, no.
And like I said, no shade to these editors, but I'm not really familiar with these editors, and I feel like it's for a reason.
Well, again, wasn't this like the beginning of like this?
Well, and Nancy is now Nancy, Anyway, we won't go there. If
Whoa,
you know,
wait,
you know.
what? Who'd she marry? What?
If you know, you know. I'll leave it at that.
Somebody in the credits? Is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
Oh, okay. Boy, what was she editing? All right. Daredevil number 4 from February 1999. I feel like they kept the original dates on all these issues, but there was a gap in here. I know there was. I remember it.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because I think I even remember at the time, like, I think that, like, they kept the original dates on them, and I'm like, yeah, that date came and passed a while ago. All right. Yeah, Guardian Devil Part 4, The Devil's Distaff. Natasha has swung by just in time to push Matt away from a truck's path. The two of them talk about the recent turns of Matt's life, where she scolds him for directing his anger toward the baby. He begins to suspect her of being in league with those he's working against. He attacks her in a psychotic rage and takes the baby. He leaps off of the building, but botches his descent and injures his shoulder. Vaguely aware that something is wrong with his thought process.
Too easy.
How many years did he finally figure that out? He lands at the door of the Clinton Mission Shelter. Sister Maggie, his mother, answers the door and he pleads for her help. Sister Maggie, you say? Who came up with Sister Maggie?
Your mother's a whore. We all know.
You get to play with Daddy.
The writing's so clearly on the wall, it hurts.
He gets to play with Daddy's toys. You know he's happy. 2 days later, the unknown man who's been orchestrating these events notes his frustration to Mr. Gabriel. He is upset that he cannot find Daredevil or the baby. He decides to put the assassin into play. And yes, kids, it's exactly who you think it is.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Again, another big figure from Frank Miller's run. So, of course, he's going to do, and we remember the famous thing Bullseye did in there. So Kevin Smith's like, hey, I'm going to have Bullseye do something very similar in my run. Matt wakes up to find Maggie holding the baby. The subject turns to Matt's father and he grows angry, shouting at his mother for leaving them. She strikes him and he apologizes. Matt spends the next several hours catching her up on recent developments in his life. He acknowledges that he has begun to question his faith. She tells him the parable of the knight and the monk, which relays to him Pascal's wager. Afterward, she informs him that Karen has arrived at the shelter. Karen asks to take the baby for a while, but Matt realizes that he had never told her about the baby. She tells him that she learned about it from McCabe's. The two get in an argument that ends with Karen leaving the room terribly upset. Daredevil's mysterious adversary negotiates with the assassin. The adversary leans forward from the shadows, revealing himself to be McCabe's. Bullseye, the assassin, agrees to his terms. Shocking no one. With his accurate aim, getting that paper clip on the page of Catcher in the Rye.
Ouch.
Oh, Kevin. Get to play with Daddy's toys. All right, so any other thoughts before we jump to 5?
Make it stop, but let's continue.
Oh my! All right, so we get to talk some mushrooms in a little bit here.
But they're not Mephisto's mushrooms because they're not very good.
No. All right, Daredevil number 5 from...
I hate this cover. This is the worst cover.
March 1999.
Devil's Despair and mine too.
Oh my! Why? Because of the baby?
Everything's just evolving so quickly, bro.
What is it? It's the modern adventures in babysitting. Come on.
They wish they could be as good as that freaking movie.
I know. Hey man, he's a film guy too. Maybe that's his thing.
There's so many derivative attempts. It's kind of sickening, actually.
I know. I know. Oh god, I wish I could see you watch your eyes roll. Yes, legacy numbering Daredevil 385.
Yep. Sure is, isn't it?
Daredevil. All right, hold on, get the drop ready. All right, Daredevil visits Doctor Strange to get some information on the alleged Messiah. While there, he learns that the cross that McCabe's gave him is loaded with a drug Doctor Strange identifies as being devoid of smell and taste. This drug causes Daredevil to become violent whenever someone questions the child's innocence. So he's had this since Frank Miller's run. It's been violent.
Oof.
Explaining his previous outbursts regarding the subject. This revelation, however, activates the drug again and causes Daredevil to become violent toward Doctor Strange. Strange casts a spell that frees Daredevil from its influence. Why didn't Strange just do that in the first place? As soon as he detected...
Convenient plot point is too convenient, my friend.
I guess. Well, he is a doctor. I guess he was checking Matt's insurance first.
Ooh, that copay is going to be steep.
Ooh, burn on you, America.
Burn on the American healthcare system. He needed a referral and a specialist.
Oh, yeah? Well, I want a second opinion. You want a second opinion? Okay.
Your mother's a whore.
There you go, kid.
So, well, you're going to have to go over to D.C. to Dr. Midnight. Sorry about that.
You have to go to Dr. Druid.
Oh,
no! Karen walks through a park reflecting on her life. She considers the role that she has played in the lives of others, particularly Matt. She doesn't notice the newspaper as she walks by, revealing that the actor John Curtin has been found murdered. The associated picture of Curtin looks identical to McCabe's. Almost as if someone's playing a role. Doctor Strange begins the process to open a gate to hell under the strict condition that Daredevil will do nothing to address the demon that emerges in any way, as this could release it. Strange does not specify which demon he is summoning, but when it appears, Daredevil recognizes it as once as Mephisto.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushroom. Wow.
And I love how the whole dialogue in Daredevil's head about, Doctor Strange tells him about, back up, because even just the smell that comes from the portal,
Yeah. Yep, that's about right.
Couldn't be the writing. Anyway, the demon cannot see into the room, but Mephisto quickly deduces that Matthew Murdock is there with Strange. Strange closes the portal, but Mephisto gives Daredevil one final warning that his mother may be in danger. Daredevil returns to the Clinton Mission shelter to find a massacre has taken place. Bullseye reveals himself and the two fight. Bullseye notes that Daredevil has a slight advantage as he shoots Daredevil in the shoulder to level the playing field. Bullseye wins the fight, but Karen brings the baby to him and offers to trade her for Daredevil's life. Bullseye accepts, but discovers that the baby is a fake, finds the real baby, and takes her. As he leaves, Bullseye hurls Daredevil's club back at him. Karen jumps in the way and the club impales her. Karen dies in Matt's arms. So yes, this hack, has has to take after daddy.
Your mother's a whore.
Literally, it's like, let's beat on his nun mother and kill the love interest.
Man pain. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
So much man pain in this issue.
Your mother's a whore!
And your girlfriend's dead. Oh my god. You know what? And again, let me see. I think it might be what was in 4. There's like dialogue in here, and again, it was like when Matt was all drugged up, but just like dialogue about, how evil women are and stuff. I was just like, ew. I mean, just that you can tap into this
so easily.
Like when he's confronting
with no thoughts, no vibes, just this is what we're gonna do.
Like when he's confronting Black Widow in 4. Yeah, here it is. But betrayal is a woman, isn't it? They birthed it in the garden and have passed it down from one generation to generation ever since, teaching their successors the art of the untruth, the beauty of deception. Satan
yeah. But who's got the Adam apple stuck in their throat? That's all I'm saying.
Hey-o.
All I'm saying.
Hey-o. I look back at my life and it's littered with the lies women have told, lies that have blackened my soul.
Yikes.
And then he knocks her out. He's like, "Oh, what a low pain threshold." Meaning, "Oh, she's a woman. What a low pain threshold." Yeah.
Babes, actually, literally, scientifically, women have a higher pain threshold. You put a menstrual cramp simulator on a man, and y'all fucking fold like a fucking sack of potatoes. I don't want to hear that shit.
Hell, we got to push a human being through your hoo-ha.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, well, what kind of pain tolerance does Kevin Smith have?
He's crying every 2 seconds, so I think that's protection.
Can't even watch a superhero show without bawling like a bitch. I mean, come on. Although, I get, who's the stupid one? He got work out of it.
Exactly.
We need to cry and scream Hawk 2 a little, so maybe we'll get
No.
Maybe we'll get famous.
You gotta give him that fuck to it. Please don't. I don't ever want to hear. You know what? Delete that.
Oh,
banned. Oh. That sound is banned. I'm not. She's already got her 15 minutes of fame, and she's worn out her welcome, and it's ridiculous. I'm over it.
I mean, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny though if she falls on her face, because they're giving her this podcast, and it's like, and I already saw they're giving her like famous guests like Whitney Cummings and stuff, and I'm just like, how funny is it gonna be? They start interviewing her, and they'll see she has like no talent or skill.
Well, they're gonna write a script for her, but like interviewing is a skill not everybody has.
No, even if you have a script, that don't mean you can. It's gonna be like, okay, let me ask you this.
And if it's gonna be like comedians, well, I use that term loosely with Whitney Cummings. If you know, you know.
I forget the other names on the list, but yeah, it'd be funny if it is comedians and they just like tear her apart though.
But people gotta get people social climb and do what they gotta do to stay relevant too. So it's a whole vicious cycle. I don't wish bad on anybody, but it's just like it's kind of crazy how certain people struggle forever, and then some people just get that almost like industry plant type vibes. That's all.
Look how Kim K got famous.
Well, at least that was a little. Well, I wouldn't say that was hard work on her part. She kind of just laid there, but. The marketing. Shout out to Kris Jenner. I mean, allegedly, I've never seen the tape because that would be wrong.
Why? They put it out. Was it leaked? Was it?
Before they made all that money with Vivid. Anyway.
Like a dead fish. Anyway, all right. So Daredevil number 6. From April.
Bitch, you sure you're not a hobbit?
What?
I said, bitch, you sure you're not a hobbit?
Do you like fish, Dix? All right, Guardian Devil Part 6, The Devil's Divested. Matt agonizes over Karen's death because pain, and contemplates suicide with a gun. But with his memory of Karen advising him he never gives up on his mission as a vigilante, Daredevil pulls himself together and searches out McCabe's by pumping Turk for information. And again, wasn't Turk a big thing in Frank Miller's run?
Of course.
Because we hadn't seen Turk in a long time in this book. Now all of a sudden he's here again. Who provides him an address. Daredevil fights through McCabe's men, disguised as the Hand, on the first floor, climbing an elevator filled with video projections and grabbing a piece of synthetic cloth. Daredevil is then aided by Ball, and Daredevil realizes that Ball is just another costume which he couldn't detect with the machinery on Ball's body earlier due to McCabe's drugs and the noise during his imprisonment affecting his heightened senses. After confirming this, Daredevil arrives at McCabe's office, only to learn that he is actually Mysterio in disguise. Oh my lord. So yes, kids, the whole mastermind. And again, it seemed different in the beginning, but then it slowly you start dropping clues. So yes, kids, the brilliant mastermind behind this is Spider-Man's ugly sloppy seconds.
Not even seconds, bro.
The town bicycle.
Exactly.
But never fear, kids. The next episode, it's just gonna be one big info dump.
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we get there, kids?
Yes. God, Bubblehead. All right, Daredevil number 7 from May 1999, Guardian Devil Part 7, The Devil's Demon.
Yep, I agree.
That almost looked like an S for a second. Daredevil is forced to listen to Mysterio's plans while recounting the events of the last 6 issues. In his story, Mysterio reveals that he is terminally ill and that he faked Karen's age diagnosis. I don't think he said he faked it. He's like, she might have been, she might not have been, who knows? Don't matter now. And set Foggy up to be framed for Lydia's murder, to which she was actually it says a porn star, but I thought he said it was just a failed actress he hired. After the long soliloquy, Daredevil defeats Mysterio and saves the kidnapped baby Karen. As a final act, Mysterio commits suicide. Even the summary, it's just like after a long soliloquy.
Hilarious, bro.
But no, yeah. So I mean, and again, the whole story is basically, he wants to make a name for himself before he dies. He doesn't want to be known as a second stringer. But he looked at his old foe Spider-Man, and he saw Ben Riley, and he didn't want to get his ass beat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't mess around with you, son. Make you a chasm. All right.
Without the goblin.
So then he decides to go to Daredevil, and he pays the Kingpin $1 million for everything he knows about Daredevil, which was basically everything. I love even when he meets up with the Kingpin. Kingpin's like, make this quick. I don't want to be seen with you. Literally, he says, I don't want to be seen with you. He's another Harry Osborn.
Oh, yeah.
And then, at the end, Daredevil just insults him. He's like, yeah, everything you do is just, just recycled crap. And then he's like, oh, yeah, well, I stole this one from Craven. Bam. But luckily, kids, Mysterio would turn up fine later because he didn't shoot anything vital, just his head.
He's been living in a fishbowl this whole time. He's fine.
Oh, fishy. All right. And now should we get to the epilogue?
If we have to.
I remember at the end of 7, it's like, to be concluded. I was like, well, what's the conclude? It's done, isn't it? Well, there's one character Kevin Smith didn't get to play with. There he is on the cover.
Yep.
All right, so Daredevil number 8 from June 1999, Guardian Devil Part 8, The Devil's Deliverance. The funeral of Karen Page. The funeral of Karen Page. Period. Additionally, Daredevil has a private meeting with Spider-Man. After he has Daredevil tell him what happened with his late arch enemy.
Not even close, but okay.
With his speed bump, so, Spider-Man, who also had a similar problem in the past of losing a loved one due to the life of a superhero, helped Daredevil see that he was at least able to save the child's life despite everything that happened before leaving. And wasn't it just like beating us over the head with the irony that they were talking about this on top of a bridge?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder who they're talking about.
He's just smoking and laughing like, oh, the bitches gonna love this. The bitches, in fact, did not love this.
The irony, man. They're talking about her on the bridge, and that's where she fell from, a bridge, man.
There's this car that runs on water.
Snoogan. Oh, please, he ain't talented to do the car running on water.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushroom. Yeah, no.
Murdoch visits Black Widow the next day, who is still bitter with him for attacking her last time they met. I thought you liked that. But after Murdoch explains...
Consensual.
That's true.
Consensual.
But after Murdoch explains the truth, she speculates that other than just Mysterio's drug, Matt's own inner turmoil due to the complicated life he had to lead was also part of the recent insanity. Now, wasn't she just like, yeah, the relationship you've had with anything female your entire life, beginning with your mother who abandoned you?
Yeah. No excuses, though, kids. Go to therapy. Figure it out.
Exactly. Foggy is released from prison with his innocence confirmed, but as sad as this incident has caused him to break up with Liz
You ain't
Osborne.
missing out on much, bud. Come on, it's Liz Osborne.
Really? Harry Osborne sloppy seconds? Come on.
Oh, that's generous as well.
Oh.
He was looking for her, a rich man. That's all I'm saying.
Even though his mother had made a recent offer for both him and Matt to rejoin the law firm, Foggy doesn't feel like doing so, since she did not try to help prove his innocence or visit him in prison. However, due to Matt being named as the sole beneficiary in the life insurance policy that Karen had with her radio job, he is to be given a large sum of money in Karen's will.
Icky! Icky! It's icky!
What?
I don't like that. That's icky.
What, the will?
Yeah.
The money thing? Yeah, but it's like, I mean, where would I don't think she has any family at this point, so where would that money
Donate
go?
it to charity.
That's true. Well, she said in her letter, do not donate it to charity.
Exactly. It's like, I don't like that either. You know what I mean? Like, that just seems weird.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like a...
Because the Karen I know from the beginning of the series would never do a thing. Never do a thing like that.
Having wrote in her will that Matt should spend the money on himself rather than donate it, Matt decides to use that money for him and Foggy to reestablish their own law firm at the location of where Matt's former apartment stood before the Kingpin blew it up. And Frank Miller porn again.
Yeah, it's like, babes, I don't think that was bringing you much good luck, but that's none of my business.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I guess we're giving Kevin Smith maybe we're giving Kevin Smith too hard of a time, because it's like, he did accomplish a lot in this story, with the Frank Miller's dick in his mouth the whole time.
Your mother's a whore! Oh, mouth, that's very generous, Phil.
Well, maybe,
I love that about you.
Maybe back and forth. I don't know. Oh, I get what you're saying.
In the butt is
fine. There's our inheritance.
Lost my nipple for nothing.
You're still alive, man.
Like the penis.
So childish.
He'll live forever.
Sorry to make you listen to all this, Lilith.
Joke's on him. Justin has to do Marvel Tales.
Oh, hey, Justin enjoys Marvel Tales.
I know, I'm just teasing. Doing the Lord's work, Justin. We really appreciate you here.
I was going to say, if we do the movie brackets again next year, Justin might just have to get topless. So.
Yeah, true. Nobody tell Hootie.
Hootie, you might have frosted your nipples. your knockers.
My knockers are fully frosted.
Matt also visits with his mother in the hospital, who reveals that the baby is going to be adopted by a childless couple from New Jersey. Oh, Lord, the hive of scum and villainy. And asks what the baby's name is. Matt decides to name the baby Karen after the late Karen Page.
And you just know right now, if that baby was old enough, she'd be raising hell with the manager with the Karen haircut. You just know it.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if the baby found out the whole story? Oh, you're named after Karen Page, who was murdered in this church. And then she looks up to Karen Page and finds out she was
I don't know, find her on Pornhub. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh great, this is gonna make high school easy. I'm named after a porn star. Thank you.
I mean, there's so many people named Karen though.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. It's just don't let me know that that's the Karen you're named after. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it is filled with Kevin Smithisms to the brim.
Yeah. Again, so much man pain, so much.
It's just it literally is such a 90s book.
Yeah.
It's just a victim of its time and a victim of the person who wrote its obsessions.
True. And again, it's like we kind of like Kevin Smith off the leash. And again, wasn't this like the beginning of the Marvel Knights stuff? And it's like
they were really trying to get something to stick.
They wanted to be more grim and edgy, I think. So yeah.
Well, honestly, this isn't as grim as edgy as freaking Frank Miller. So there's
no. Well, who is as grim and dark as Frank Miller?
I think he coined the term. Your mother's a whore.
That's the thing. Like we say, back in the day, Frank Miller made quite the living off doing this, and then I think like modern day, a lot of writers try to do their take on Frank Miller.
Like,
it doesn't come out well.
It can't be the original because we've literally seen it and done it all before at this point. Everything you can imagine, we've done at least twice.
Yeah. You have to try. Yeah, you have to try to find that little plot device or something that makes it original.
Like, you want to do something fun? If you're on a Spider-Man book, bring back the marriage. You want to do something fun on Daredevil? Hey, actually, remember there's a character named Matt Murdock that exists, and he doesn't live in his Daredevil suit all the fucking time. How about that?
Seriously, whatever writer brings back Spider-Man's marriage, and again, writes the ultimate story of love conquering all, even the devil itself, they will talk about you forever, kid. I promise you. I promise you. At least we will.
What does Fall Out Boy say? What's that song Fall Out Boy say?
So light it up.
Close enough.
All right. Do we want to mention Daredevil Bullseye the target?
You know what? Let's do it if you're down.
Yeah. I'm prepared. Again, kids, this was supposed to be a mini series of Daredevil encountering Bullseye for the first time after he kills Karen, but in true Kevin Smith fashion, didn't get past one issue.
It's so weird.
I know. Do you think, again, it dealt with like topics like it was like right after 9/11, and it dealt like with like
I did read that
Bullseye was like dealing with terrorists and stuff. So you think they were just like, no, this is too hot, we can't do this?
Yeah, I do think it was a victim of that, but also
But also Kevin Smith, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, you can't definitely you needed to get the books out on time because the market did crash a little bit for comic books after 9/11. They had to kind of like retool some things and going to ultra hyper patriotism. Feeling like World War II, World War I all over again, basically.
Yeah.
And we suffered that for like at least 4 years.
For the most,
for better, for worse.
For the most part, and if so, not until like very recently, Captain America was never the same after 9/11.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, Daredevil Bullseye, the target from January 2003. Writer Kevin Smith, penciler and inker Glenn Fabry. Colors Paul Mounts, letterer John Rochelle and Jason Levine, and editor Joe Quesada. So that's how that happened. Okay. Daredevil looks over the rubble of the World Trade Center post 9/11. Later, Matt Murdock mourns Karen Page's death and all the senseless violence in the world. He pounds a heavy bag until his hands are bloodied and battered. When he encounters the owl robbing a bank, the man without fear takes out some of his frustrations on the criminal. And what else is new? Middle Eastern terrorists negotiate to hire Bullseye, the man who murdered Karen Page, to kill for them. To prove that he is a cold-blooded killer, Bullseye propels a toothpick through a skyline window to kill a young mother. A child was in her mother's arms when the fatal hit took place. To be continued. Never! All right. All right. I've got a Sophie's choice for you. All right. So the first time Daredevil encounters Bullseye, after he kills Karen, would you have rather seen Kevin Smith complete this run or go with what we got at the end of the day, which was the first post-Karen death Daredevil and Bullseye encounter was written by
Bendis.
Oh, and she never goes full Bendis. Oh,
listen, I don't actually like some of Bendis' stuff. Like I say, he's a better fit at Marvel. He's a better fit when he's doing his own creations.
I mean, this might be controversial,
but he's a team player, and he can take direction well when people choose to give him direction. I will say that for Bendis.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick one run like of his, like be it like Alias or Ultimate Spider-Man or Daredevil, I think I might pick his Daredevil.
Really? Somebody is gonna send you some hate mail. Somebody on our team.
most of it, not all of it. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. To be fair, unfortunately, there's no such thing as a perfect Daredevil run. I feel like every single time something happens to hinder that perfect run, it gets broken up. Something just happens. Warren Ellis shows up out of nowhere.
was gonna say, shut up, Lil.
Like after something happens to keep it from being a perfect run.
Oh, you're saying someone interrupted Alan's run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it always happens.
I know. I mean, Anne got a nice long run. Trying to. Again, I thought that you take Ann Nocenti's run and then Chichester and then Alan Smithy. I think that was a nice little run there.
I feel like there was like a small break, didn't she? Yeah, for what? Ann, there was like a small break somewhere, right?
There might have been a fill-in or two somewhere. I don't know. I thought for the most part she did most of her run. I mean, she got interrupted by like Inferno and stuff.
But... Yeah, I definitely count Inferno as a major deviation. Like some say he's still in upstate New York tripping on those mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this kind of proves it actually.
What?
I feel like Kevin Smith validated me. It might be true. It might be true after all.
That would be an interesting experiment. You know what I want? They like doing those, miniseries set in the 90s. Have like different writers write former Daredevil writers write Daredevil stories, but set during other people's runs.
Yeah.
Like have Chichester write during the Ann Nocenti run and stuff, and see what you get.
I want Ann Nocenti to write for Frank Miller's run. Just to see that contrast of the feminine and masculine kind of thought process behind everything.
Why do I just flog myself with all this man pain?
Can't be healthy. I need to go to therapy.
Exactly. But who would I talk to? I'm a mask vigilante. And what about the duality of the mask? I don't know. See? Well, it'll be fun.
That would be kind of fun and interesting. Almost as interesting as if Donald Duck became Thor. Just joking. But I love Donald Duck. Actually, I hate Thor, so it was not the best of both worlds.
All right, you want to talk some new stuff?
Daredevil 13.
Oh, okay.
Or no, wherever you want to start, it's fine with me.
Well, it's either Daredevil 13 or Daredevil Woman Without Fear #2.
Pick your poison.
Well, here we didn't talk Daredevil Woman Without Fear #2 yet, right?
I believe we have not.
No, we have not. Yeah, no. Because I think I was just like, did we? I was like, no, that was Erica Schultz I talked to.
Yeah.
All right, so give us your takes on this.
I mean, it's good. Like we want to say.
I know. Because I was talking to Erica about this. I'm like, yeah, I love the new Punisher shows up, and I love the whole thing when where she just like strategically just hits his armor, makes it all fall off him and stuff. And again, for some more inside info on this issue, yes, check out the Capes and Lunatics episode. Was it 337, kids? Yeah.
I like the cover, for sure. The art just overall is really good.
Oh yeah.
But like, I like that she's just kind of like, she is violent.
Yeah. And again,
they're not trying to like dim her violence, or anything like that.
Yeah, and again,
she's very physical. I love the action sequences.
Yeah, and like Erica said, it's like the dichotomy. Almost, it's just like, yeah, she is so violent, but she's trying not to, kill, because she promised Matt she wasn't going to kill.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to feel about this team up, and I was like, I'm still kind of on the fence with the new Punisher, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
study of character contrast, I guess.
And again, it's like, I think he works even better here than like Frank Castle would, because it's not like, it's not even like your regular meathead. It's like new meathead. So he's
new meatheads are always the best.
Because he hasn't learned his lessons yet. So, and I kind of like this too, because it's like getting the Elektra out of New York and stuff, and
that was surprising, but like it is pretty crowded right now.
What? Oh yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. They could have sent her to San Francisco.
Yeah, and again, it's like when we talk about the bad characters, it's like Matt's kind of tied to New York. Elektra can pretty much, Wherever.
I would like to see her kind of like almost be like Black Widow and just have some international adventures because of like the hand and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
So yeah, and again, it's only like a mini.
I did feel like it was a little too early for like a guest star. That would be my only like nitpick.
Yeah, but I think this is another one. It's only like 4 issues or something.
Yeah.
So it probably. I'd assume if it was an ongoing, she probably would have waited a little bit before doing that.
Yeah, usually they wait till after the 3rd issue, unless they absolutely want to get Spider-Man just for poops and giggles.
Well, that was the 90s, man. If Spider-Man didn't show up in issue 1.
If Spider-Man or Wolverine didn't show up, you weren't shit, bro.
No, it was like Spider-Man showed up in either issue 1 or issue 2. Wolverine and the Punisher both showed up by like.
They're just fighting through your fucking book.
Wolverine was like issue 5 or 6. Then by 9, you had the Punisher. Yeah. And then if you hit the right point in the 90s, Ghost Rider was going to show up.
Oh
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like the holy foursome there.
Hello.
To bless your book, yeah.
Now look at it.
I know. All right, so let's talk Daredevil 13. Oh man, talk about ham-fisted.
Do you mean ham for fists? Well, he's back, babes. I don't know what to tell you.
Warning: the scene does not appear in this issue.
Exactly.
Because as we see,
still really, really great art though.
Yes, I like this art. Yeah. But yeah, no, basically, yeah, Matt's got that demon out of the Kingpin, and the Kingpin's just basically
so we got a new artist again, or no?
I think it's a new artist because the art.
Yeah, I don't think Chris was on the last one.
No. Which again, the art's good, but yeah, I wonder if it's just a fill-in or if he's like the new regular artist. I don't know.
I guess next month will be the telling point, huh?
I guess, yeah. But yeah, and again, I'm glad they kind of like exercise some self-restraint, and this is a regular sized issue 675.
Yeah.
Please, if it was Spider-Man, this would have been bigger.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Like I said, they didn't treat his anniversary very well. To be fair.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did you see the ad in this for Amazing Spider-Man 59?
No.
Yeah, there's a page. It's just like a little thing of Spider-Man and Tombstone fighting, and then it's an ad for Amazing 59, and it says the most brutal fight in comics history is in.
Like, we're gonna believe you. I'll never fall for Zeb Wells shenanigans again.
Really, the most brutal fight? I mean, even more brutal than any Wolverine, any Punisher, any of that.
Hulk.
No.
Yeah, it's like
yeah. I mean.
I guess unless he's beating Paul to death, I don't give a shit.
Any symbiote, I mean, yeah, no, this most brutal.
Hey, babes, you know Carnage is right there, right?
Yeah, I know. I hear Chichester again. But no, it's like, I mean, didn't Dan Slott pull that every 2 months where it's like, oh yeah, this is the biggest story ever, and it's just like, okay.
Well, some people can pull it off and some people can't, and guess what, Zebby? You can't.
Well, I guess at this point, Zeb's like, I got nothing to lose.
Exactly. And you know what? It's not even him. It's marketing. That's the marketing department. That's not on him.
That's true.
He's like, guys, you know this fight is actually only 1 page, right? Shut up. Don't tweet that.
I mean, they could have been more honest. Instead of the most brutal fight in comics history, they should have been boring. The most brutal writing in comics history.
Now, come on. I've seen worse. We've had a whole Smith Timber. We've seen worse.
Oh!
I'll give him that. He's not as bad as Kevin Smith.
You know what? I might have to argue with you with that, though. No, forget the talent level and stuff. I mean, as horrible, as bad as I hate that he killed off Karen, but as much as crap as Kevin Smith has pulled, at least you can tell from his writing he's a fan of this. Maybe he doesn't understand it, but he's a fan of this stuff. He wants to tell a good story. Zeb, it just seems like he wants to crap all over Spider-Man. It
didn't seem like that at first, but I think as time has gone on. And that might have to do with, hey, sometimes some people need to stay off of social media.
Oh.
I feel like a lot of writers, like whether it's TV, comics, whatever, don't, which I think Kelly Thompson talks about a lot, about how she, and Gail Simone too, and a couple of the other people talk about how they don't go on because it's just so toxic. And, you know, like your fans can really piss you off and that seeps into your work. And before you know it, you're just doing shit to spite them. And it's at a subconscious level.
And two, it's,
like,
I mean,
the whole Paul thing, that is a total self-insert.
It's like any, it's like any industry, not even comics. It's like, yeah, you know, you could have 50 million people cheering for you, but you're going to see that one guy in the audience not clapping.
Yeah, trust me, it's more than one.
Well, yeah, for Deb, but I'm just saying, yeah. No, yeah.
You know, I was like, you know, trying to give it a chance, but like, even I have my breaking point. You know, it's like I was this close to not picking up Spider-Man books if they had. Like, I was like, dude, Zeb was supposed to be gone a couple of issues ago. What the hell, man?
I know.
And then they announced the 8 deaths and everything. I was like, okay. And we still had Ultimate Spider-Man, but eventually that's gonna wrap up too. You know what I mean?
You think?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be an actual ongoing.
I mean, what are the numbers? Are the numbers still good? I was gonna say
the numbers are good, but they're not going back for like 8 printings anymore. So
yeah, but what does go back for 8 printings these days?
Some things.
I mean, I know Transformers #1 did, but it's just #1. Some #1s sometimes get that, but
didn't #2 go back for at least 3 printings too, though?
Oh, what, Transformers or
no, Spider-Man? Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think 2 went back for a few. I can't remember if 3 did, but yeah.
So it's like, you know.
But again, I mean,
it would probably be their best interest to like go 12 or you know, and do like a trade, a hardcover special edition, and then do another like continuation or something. You know, what I mean,
maybe
take the hype up for #1.
Maybe compare the numbers during like 8 deaths or whoever takes over after, but it's just like if it's like
I'd rather have. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather have that be ongoing, but I don't feel like that Ultimate Universe ever really had. They don't have plans for an ongoing.
Yeah, but again, could they change passive?
Especially if they're taken away from the main book. Like you have to really think about that. Like Amazing Spider-Man is their bread and butter.
But do you
want he's not married?
But do you want to risk that where it's like, oh, Ultimate Spider-Man's still outselling Amazing? Do we want to cancel it? Yeah.
Listen, Amazing is the book, and that's what it's gonna be.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's literally an editorial mandate. So
with our Lord Doom, that's right.
Yeah. It's kind of like no matter how bad Detective Comics got, they're on the verge of canceling. We can't do it. Our literal company's named after it, idiots.
I mean, they were talking about that one in the 70s, canceling Detective. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know what Tom Taylor has planned story wise, but he shared some art from their first Detective issue. I mean, the art looks good. Looks really good.
Well, they know you can't have bad art on any Bat book. I don't care how bad the Bat book is. Looking at you, Robin.
I was gonna say unless it was Tim Drake.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Oh, even the nicest person in the world, Kristen, was like, she's like, that ain't art for me.
Yeah, so another reason how you know he's the literal redheaded stepchild.
I know. Then like the last couple issues that like they announced that it was canceled on like 10 or whatever, and then the last couple they put a better artist on. I'm like, what the hell are you doing now?
For that person's portfolio. Never knock the power of getting a crack at a main book.
I mean that's good for whoever took over, but I'm just like, it was a little late. Maybe you should put this guy on.
It might have been an audition, a showcase. You never know.
Again, I would have rather had him been on there from the beginning. All right, but anyway, back to Daredevil.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kingpin's begging for forgiveness and absolution, but he ain't get it.
We'll see.
And Elektra's just like, man, I was gonna watch your ass. And I guess Matt's giving up the priesthood.
Well, yeah, it couldn't last forever.
No,
I'm actually kind of glad.
Yeah.
End his head on that one. I'm ready for him to go back to Matt and.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want it to last forever, but yeah. So
you got some good self introspection, I think, on it, which was the whole
year
point
out of it. Yeah,
his literal inner demons. You know what I mean?
So,
good. It's good.
So, wow.
We got any news on that damn TV show yet?
I believe it's still coming next year, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had any leaks or anything. It's like, Disney's been bad for a while about leaks, especially with Daredevil.
So did I say? So they are bringing back Karen and Foggy, right? The original actors, right?
I never heard that, but I hope so.
I thought so. And again, if we're gonna have like a 4th season with Karen Page, how about we bring her back?
Yeah, it's March 2025 is when allegedly it's coming, is what they said at D23. So
yeah, that's what it's saying. First episode, yeah, March 2025. Yep, and 9 episodes, kids. It will be part of Phase 5 of the MCU. Do they dare have a She-Hulk cameo?
Yeah, they've been. I heard a debate about it, and I know that Charlie said he would love it for her to have a cameo, but I don't think it worked out in the timing, is what he said. I'd have to go back and double check the article, but he said he wanted it, but didn't have time.
I mean, I have no problem with the character, but when they had 18 episodes, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do it. But
yeah, I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, they cut it down to 9. It's like, yeah, I don't know, because again, you're gonna have the Punisher in here, Kingpin's back, so
it's gonna be interesting.
Oh Lord, I wonder. It is titled Born Again, and we're gonna get a special shout out to Frank Miller.
Your mother's a whore. Almost have to. I mean, not that he even cares about that. He's not like the rest of those people. Like, he literally doesn't care about that. Like, him and Marvel, they just have this really weird relationship.
Oh,
yeah. He just started back with them again, so maybe he does need that shout out. I don't know.
I mean,
we'll have to see. They almost have to, though, right?
Ever since they resurrected Elektra, he that did not rub him the right way.
It's like, babes, nobody stays dead in comics. Be serious, except for Uncle Ben.
Exactly. It used to be Uncle Ben. Gwen Stacy, and Bucky, but now we just get to say Uncle Ben.
Just for Uncle Ben.
That's the only one you can say now.
Although it's not the real Gwen Stacy, no tea, no shade. So
yeah.
Although I think they were trying. I think they were trying to bring.
I mean, supposedly, yeah. Supposedly that was the original plan for Brand New Day. They were going to bring back, along with Harry, they were going to bring back Gwen, and I think, they sold that marriage to Mephisto, but someone was smart enough to say, no, you don't want to do that death. No, we can get so much man pain out of that. There's still miles of man pain to get out of that.
Oh yeah.
See.
So yeah, it's kind of all quiet on the Daredevil front till March 2025.
That's right.
I'm kind of disappointed we only have 9 weeks to talk about Daredevil TV show. I'd much prefer 18, but if it means better quality, tighter storytelling, guess I'm gonna have to suck it up that they don't make shows like Smallville and Supernatural anymore.
Exactly.
22, 24 episodes every year. No fucking 3-year break in between.
Wow.
Streaming's pissing me off.
I know.
All we have is SVU. Are you freaking kidding? That's what's holding the whole broadcast system up is SVU, the Dick Wolfiverse. That's sad. That's sad.
For quality.
Bing. Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
It's legally admissible evidence.
I hope so.
All right. So next time, that's right. Next time we're going to cover something that got mentioned in the first issue of the Kevin Smith stuff. Daredevil 372 through 375. We're going to get some Mr. Fear.
Yay!
And speaking of a Ghost Rider guest appearance, I think there's one in there.
Great.
All right, and all right, and then now maybe I'll save the November for keep that as a surprise for Hobgobble or for Gobble Gobble month.
We don't do that here.
Okay, T'Challa. All I'll say, and then in December, all I'll say is every Marvel show is going to be doomed. So.
Oh, it's a doom December all over.
At least on the Marvel side. You know what I was thinking? It would be funny if we can even do it on sidekick or Capes and Lunatics sidekicks. Just be like, give me stuff that has Doom in the title.
You Salty and Petty, we can always watch that first Fantastic Four.
I know, but I'm saying it doesn't have to be Doctor Doom. It just has Doom in the title.
Oh, there's plenty then, yeah.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, we could do some Fantastic Four movies over.
We could do Doom Patrol.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right, so yes, kids. Hold on, I think. Yep, close the my infographic with all the 20 covers I put up tonight. All right, so send us your thoughts on all of that. Send us your thoughts on all the Kevin Smith stuff. Snoogans. It's baby talk, man. All right, so email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. That's right. Show your love. Grab the new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes and Lunatics merch. And then, of course, Lilith demands that you rain random money on us to the Cash App link to make her beat you in an alley.
Make it rain.
And also, yes, don't make us be that metaphorical girl dancing on the pole in Hell's Kitchen because, well, you know.
Frank Miller and Kevin Smith will get us.
Oh, yes.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
Don't make us work on that effing stripper pole like we're in a Frank Miller story.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course,
Bruce Willis might save us.
Oh,
yeah, that was a Sin City reference.
Yes, I know. I got that reference.
Just in case.
Pull the Steve Rogers.
There's youngins who weren't born when that movie was out.
Oh yeah, true. There's youngins who
thought, but yeah.
There's youngins who were born when this Kevin Smith run hit a kid. Oh my god, can you imagine? There's people who were born before all the volume ones, or I mean after all the volume ones.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, we're old. All right. And of course the Patreon, where again me and Lilith give you something different every month, exclusive to the patrons. And if you are a patron, you can suggest topics for discussion, just like Justin did.
Are we doing I mean, it would have been cool to have an Alien August, but it's fine. Are we gonna do it next month or?
Yes, we can do it.
Thoughts.
I love saying that to women. Yes, we can do it. But yes, no, the August episode was
okay, Kevin Smith.
Yes, we covered the life and career of Mr. John Byrne. And spring for the video, and we'll get examples of the man's work.
Boing.
Exactly. Do green women make you horny, baby? They do with John Byrne. All right, so
muscle mommies make you horny. Muscle daddies too, actually.
Oh my. All right, so find Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics and find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever. I love it.
All right, Lilith.
You can find me on TikTok at LilithPoFire69.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
And yeah, send us money, kids, because
the only sack I want to be hit in the face with.
The money sack.
Come on, get your head out of your butt, buddy.
All right, how do we end this episode?
Your mother's a whore.
Your girlfriend's dead and your mother's a whore.
Yeah. Your mother's a religious whore. Your mother's a whore for Jesus.
What did we learn today, kids? We don't talk about Matt Murdock's mom or he'll kick your ass.
Picked up the guy's knee. Look at the kids on the street. What kind of fucker wears a suit? That was a sexually frustrated Matt Murdock. All right, so yes, join us in a month. Daredevil 372, 375, and we'll cover the new Daredevil issues. Woman Without Fear 3 and Daredevil 14.
Maybe we'll get those fists made of ham after all.
Oh, yeah. And again, I can't remember if Venom or Daredevil's out yet or not, but if it is, we'll cover it. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember, it's better to be with the devil you know
than the devil you don't.
And then there's Kevin Smith.